Thank you for joining PKD News, Science, Fiction, and Science. I'm the organizer of the Philip K. Dick Film Festival, and our team is putting together a 10 to 15 minute little overview of the science fiction and science news of the week. So please support us and making this community bigger and better. First, off the rack, the first thing we need to do is we're doing a Philip K. Dick Film Festival in Lille, France, October 27th and October 28th. This is going to be Saturday and Sunday. We will be celebrating our 8th season in Lille, France, which is about 100 miles north of Paris. So if you are thinking of being in that area, please shoot us an email and we'll be more than happy to meet you there. We will be celebrating with many filmmakers from our festival in December of 2022, as well as some new filmmakers. So I hope you can join us there. Also, please make sure that you like this page if you're right now on Facebook, or if you are on our YouTube channel, please like it and subscribe. We really need to all your support so we can be picked up by the algorithms and get more and more exposure to our community. So with that being said, first news of the world is word is spreading that Marvel wants Alfonso Cuarón to direct Avengers, Secret Wars. This directing gig is so far beneath Cuarón's talents. I refuse that he's going to get sucked up into this Marvel universe, but for those who are interested in Marvel, absolutely, this is good news for you. Just as a reminder, Alfonso Cuarón is directed to direct Jane. So far, there are no details regarding the upcoming film. Jane is a moving, suspenseful, and darkly humorous story about a woman's unique relationship with her brilliant but troubled twin, who also appears to be celebrated novelist Philip K. Dick. While attempting to rescue her brother from predicaments both real and imagined, Jane plunges deeper and deeper into a fascinating world of creation. This is Charlize Theron is set to star in Cuarón's first feature film since his 2018 critically acclaimed Roma. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on any developments down the line. Other news of the day are, give me 1 second. Okay, we have some interesting stuff here for you that you can. Okay, great. Give me 1 second here. Okay, great. Other news of the day is Todd Manchover's first opera, Valis, debuted in France at the Center of Georges Pompidou in December of 1987. Called the first opera of the 21st century by the Boston Globe, it was the most intelligent of new founding operas. Now that changes in 2023. Manchover is working with Jay Scheib, head of MIT's theater department, and currently directing the new production of Wagner's Parsifal, to create a bold new production of Valis, which will be updated and upgraded with new interactive hyper instruments. So international producers and impresarios interested in touring Valis worldwide, and the MIT community and the general public will attend performances in MIT's new theater building. Learn more about Valis at Arts at MIT, MIT Center for Arts, Science, and Technology. Okay. Hope is I got a call, an email from my friend at London Sci-Fi, and regarding a new Worldcon that is opening up in China, in Chengdu, China. Part of the initial work of this Worldcon, is to bring together virtually the leading lights of the sci-fi media exhibition to discuss the aims and purpose of an organization. So we will be there'll be all the top sci-fi festivals around the world will be either meeting there either through online or through live. We will probably be doing it online since at that time, unfortunately, we'll be in France hosting our Philip K. Dick Film Festival. This is WorldCon 2023. Those who want to are interested in knowing more about WorldCon, which will again be taking place in Chengdu, China, um, are happy to visit en period Chengdu worldcon.com, or just type in 2023 worldcon.com. Okay, great. So I'm sure some of you are wondering what new films to check out in the next couple of months. Of course, I know that sci-fi PKD ranks one of the highest among you, but in case you just want to check out the theaters or maybe on Netflix, find out what's happening. So the first film that's getting a lot of publicity these days is The Creator. This is John David Washington is going to be leading, along with Gemma Chan, Ken Watanabe, Sergio Simpson, Madeline Yuna Foyles, and Allison Starr. They star in this fascinating upcoming sci-fi movie from directed by Gareth Edwards, known for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It's set in the throes of a futuristic war between humans and AI. A special forces agent, mainly our friend here, Joshua, is tasked with hunting down and killing the mysterious creator who has developed a weapon that will soon end the war for good and make humans things of the past. For those who are interested in learning more about it, actually today there was an interesting article in the New York Times precisely about how a big problem of the one of the major issues regarding the current strike is their concern over AI and the ability of AI to take away their jobs. So this is definitely a very interesting and very prescient development. Again, The Creator is coming soon, and will be coming on September 29th. Okay, the next one along the lines is we have 50 seconds, which is the Future Man stars Josh Hutcherson gets the opportunity to interview a visionary tech guru played by Morgan Freeman. He picks up a ring from him and that can transport the wearer 57 seconds into the past. Now, this is interesting because for those who are following this particular trope in science fiction, a few years ago, there was a film with Jake Gyllenhaal that I can't remember the title right now, but it pretty much had the same theme, going back to the beginning of a particular scene. So, hell, it's 57 seconds, starring September 29th. Now, another one that's coming up that is also highly regarded is Poor Things. This is a surrealist science fiction film from the favorite director Yorgos Lanthimos. And this is a Bride of Frankenstein-ish remake. A young woman, played by Emma Stone, is resurrected by a rather complex scientist, Willem Dafoe. I can see the scientist right in front of us, who soon gets bored of being under his watchful eye. Poor Things is highly anticipated and can be winning a variety of awards next season. Not sure why, but obviously these people seem to know. This is we all have to wait and see how it fares when it's released. So now another one this is going to be on December 8th this year. Poor Things, again by the director Yorgos Lanthimos. The next one, and we don't have a current slide for that, is Rebel Moon. That's director Jack Snyder, known for Man of Steel, has a new project hitting Netflix at the end of the year. This is on December 22nd. Rebel Moon is described as a space opera starring Sophia Boutella, Charles Hunnam, Jaimin Honsu, Ray Fisher, and Jenna Malone. And when a moon comes down under threat from the forces of the Mother World, a former member of the army begins recruiting warriors from across the galaxy to take a stand. This will be the first film in Snyder's Rebel Moon trilogy. Lastly, we have this Rebel Moon, by the way, the new film. And The Mothership to be announced is it was supposed to be released this year. This is again another Netflix production. Um, the mothership stars Halle Berry, whose family lives on a rural farm. One day, her husband begins to emerge. Her husband completely disappears, but it's not until a year later that the truth behind his disappearance begins to emerge. The twist: there's a UFO under their house, and it's all connected. We'll definitely be adding this to our watch list. So here you go. These are some of the top films according to the festival that you should keep an eye for. Um, the Now we recently got Tarantino. We asking, well, what are Quentin? What are his top films, top sci-fi films? So here I'm thinking that he's going to give us some really obscure, hard to find films that you would need to go on Kim's Video or some of the archives. But instead, these are the films. These are the films, the best sci-fi films according to Quentin Tarantino. First one, Young Frankenstein with Mel Brooks. Second one is Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis. The third one is The Thing. Apparently, Quentin has a thing for John Carpenter's The Thing. He really loves it. Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. That is Charlie Barton. Enter the Void, Gaspar Noé. Also, I happen to agree this is one of the best films ever. The Host, also another great film by Bong Joon-ho. The Matrix, of course, needless to say, the Wachowskis. Unbreakable by M. Night Shyamalan. Mad Max, Fury Road, another great film by George Miller. And by the way, he is in the process of directing a sequel to that. So stay tuned. And Dark Star, John Carpenter's first feature. So that really brings it up. Now, on the science end, I didn't really have much time this week to put together some science stories. There are a couple of things I do want to bring up to your attention. The first is this gentleman over here. His name is Salvatore Reyes, and Salvatore has actually three. He works for he works for the Navy, and he filed three patents a couple years back, and they were accepted by the U.S. Patent Office, and they all have to deal with propulsion systems, UFO systems, and other very interesting fringe science phenomena. Although he claims that everything that he's done is based on science, when it comes to specifically how are we going to drive these propulsion systems forward, he claims is all based upon applying the Reese effect to plasmas. With an interviewer asking, well, specifically, how does the plasma interact? He claimed at that point that was classified and you couldn't reveal it. Now, it begs the question, which is, if the U.S. Patent Office is going to issue three patents, I would assume that these patents with that schematic, you can reproduce the product. But it seems that some of the information that Salvatore is not revealing to us, and I suspect it's not on the patent itself, is critical, and whether or not it works or not. So again, some people are asking, is this guy just another disinfo agent, or is he telling the truth? I saw a couple of his videos. He sounds like a sincere man, a very humble man. But I wonder how are we working these things out? I mean, if the plasma physics part of the patent is not available in the patent, then how do you convince anyone that it works? So that's a question I'm posing to the viewers here. Think about it. Again, his name is Salvatore Reyes, R-A-I-S. I'm sure we'll be hearing more from him in the next couple of months. The next one is NASA. Well, there you have it. NASA releases a long-awaited report on UFOs. And their report now is that they suspect nothing alien. It's just probably some aerial phenomena, some man-made objects, and so forth. Again, we seem to be going in circles. So at first, NASA was very concerned about the Tic Tac and other objects. Oh, what's going on now? They're going back to square one. Now it's not. So are they just pulling our chain here? is what's going on. I mean, all of you may have heard from Grush, who claims to have heard, not seen, but heard that we had crash retrieval devices as well as um, other, as well as aliens. However, he never produced the evidence. And Rush has been before the Senate subcommittee answering all kinds of questions. So here comes NASA saying, "Oh well, none of this really works. None of this really is true." So again, those who are asking, is this another disinfo proposition by the CIA? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Just remember, Philip K. Dick was very paranoid for a good reason. Just the 70s, just like it is now, there was a period of tremendous turbulence. And during the Nixon administration, there was a lot of snooping going around. And as you all know, his office was, as you all know, his office was his home was firebombed, and he never knew exactly what happened. So for him to worry, think that the CIA might have something, he might, like everything else, he might be ahead of time. For those who are not familiar, there's already voice to skull technology that has been developed, and you just look it up on Google, you will find out amazing information. Essentially, the technology is that they're able to transmit these through pulses, thoughts, someone else's thoughts into your head, into your skull. And apparently, it's been working since the 1970s. So that was surprising when I first read it. Now, for those who are not familiar with Christopher Garatano, he is actually an alumni from the Philip K. Dick Film Festival. He won Best Documentary for his film Mulder Chronicles, Chronicles in 2017, and he went on to produce first season of Strange World in the Travel Channel. So for those who are not familiar with his work, please visit Strange World. There is one specific episode where he actually interviews, and he goes to a hospital. He actually undergoes this very same experience, voice to skull. They scan his head, and then they're later able to, based upon the electrical activity of his brain, they're able to reproduce his thoughts. And you can see it right in front of you, which is it's absolutely amazing. So definitely Philip K. Dick, like a lot of things, was way ahead of his time. And I wouldn't be surprised that indeed he might have been receiving microwave transmissions. Crazy as it sounds, these days with DARPA and the CIA, you never know what to tell what's true from that. Look at the Havana syndrome. We still don't know what it is. We might think it's just microwave radiation. Others think, who knows? Now, one other thing I want to mention on that final line is this gentleman. I didn't really have a chance to. His name is Dr. This is Giordano, and he works for the War Institute. Now, recently there's been some significant developments. Actually, his YouTube link I will be including at the end of this program. He talks about exactly the kind of skull to brain to skull technology has been developed. It's very interesting, and this is as far back as 6 years ago. The weaponization of cyber technology. Of course, he claims that the U.S. has absolutely no desire to spy on its citizens. It's only strictly for defensive purposes. Of course, we need to believe that. So, but for those who are interested in following his work, I will include a link on our YouTube channel. Very interesting. Hopefully by next week we'll have a couple of videos from him, and we'll continue this work. So that pretty much wraps it up, folks. It's short and sweet. I didn't want to really take up a lot of your time. But again, for those who joined me, thank you for really supporting our program. Add any comments, any suggestions. We are a small team at PKD, but we're really trying to get as much product out there for you to be engaged. And it's not just a festival that takes place once a year, but it's a around-the-clock event, whether it be named This Movie or Better Living Through Sci-Fi, or our interviews. So more of them are coming up next month. And of course, I will be our team will be televising our PKD festival in Lille in October 27th and October 28th. So hopefully, and please, if you haven't done so, join our email list. It's very simple. It's pkd2023@gmail.com. That's how you can get to join our mailing list. And also subscribe to our channel, click on the link below, and just spread the word. We're really trying to get we don't have any sponsors out there, so we're just trying to get the word out to others about PKD and science fiction in general. We are partners with various festivals here in New York, and our goal is to really get people to treat science fiction not just as entertainment, but as the science of the future, and have developed a better appreciation for what it means. And that probably explains why PKD, more than any other writer right now, is so well loved and admired, because his views had to do with immediate technology and how it impacts our humanity. Very important to be aware of that. Humanity is not something that is tangible like a table, like a cup, but it's something that has to be cared and nurtured. Otherwise, it just slips away. And before you know it, you are a robot. And the robot is more human than you. That's the whole idea of androids. So, again, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next Friday at 1 p.m. with more news and more stories from the world of science and science fiction. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.